What is up again, YouTube? It is me, Basedjalaran, here again with another video. And remember when I said last video that I probably wasn't going to do another manga haul for December? Well, I'm a filthy fucking liar and I should never be trusted, because here I am again with, definitely for real this time, the last manga haul of the year. So, let's just get on with the pickups, shall we? Let's just get on with it. And I'm going to start with some stuff that I got from Second & Charles. And I'm going to start with, I got an entire manga series. So, over at Second & Charles, I don't really sure what it's like at other locations, but the one I go to frequently, there's not a lot of collections that are like, here's the full series that somebody dropped off that they didn't want. It's slim pickings where I go. But I kept on seeing this series, and it was complete in 7 volumes. Shit. I'm not throwing manga, I'm just dropping it. And I kept on seeing it every single time I went to Second & Charles, and I was getting more and more interested, and I was like, you know what? They're going for $3 a pop. And I have Christmas money to spend. I might as well spend it on something. So I got the entire series of Othello, which is a manga that was published by Leroux kind of a long time ago, I think. It was half of this. If you own a lot of older kind of shoujo titles that were released by Leroux, you know that a lot of their stuff that was kind of early on, the print quality of the manga was really bad. It was kind of fuzzy, kind of unclear. And half of this manga, the first 4 volumes are the print quality is shitty, but I honestly think it was a really good manga. It's about this girl named Yaya who develops a split personality in order to deal with her life because she has shitty friends. And she kind of has a crummy home life, and she's kind of this really passive, sort of shy person, and she can't really stand up for herself, so she develops this split personality named Nana. And just watching Nana work and taking revenge on Yaya's behalf and successfully it was just the most cathartic thing I think I've ever read in a really long time, and it's pretty much this whole manga, and it's just really great. See, I got volume 1. I'm going to show off the covers. Volume 2. Volume 3. Volume 4. Volume 5. And this is where the print quality actually starts to get clearer. I don't know why it was so, muddy and shit in the beginning. I don't understand. Volume 6. I'd show you but I don't think my camera would be able to pick it up because it's kind of, I don't think it would be able to see it. And finally, volume 7. Yeah, it was a really nice read. I really liked it. It was nice. And the next thing I got was Beautiful People, which is by Mitsukazu Mihara, who was the same mangaka who did Icy and a Sunflower, which I recently picked up. They were also selling this at Second & Charles, and I figured since I liked Icy and a Sunflower, I'd pick up Beautiful People, and this is actually probably on par with Icy and a Sunflower. The stories in here are really, Icy and a Sunflower is mostly sci-fi based. And stuff in here, there's some sci-fi in here, but there's a lot of kind of fantasy elements. There's a story with a vampire and a zombie girl. And Yuki Onna. And what I really like about this volume is that you can tell just by showing it to you, but there's gold printing. The girl is completely in gold, and, the Tokyo Pop logo is in gold. And, all the little, details on the spine are in gold. It's just really, really nice print. And I really, really like it. And I'm thinking of getting more of her stuff. I know she's released a couple of other things that were published here, but I'm in no hurry, but I'm definitely thinking about it, because this is a really good book, and so is Icy and a Sunflower. They're not particularly rare. I mean, they're out of print, but you could probably go onto Amazon and get them for like $2 or $3. They're not like one of those Tokyo Pop releases that are like super hard to find. So if you're interested in like, you know, short stories that kind of make you go, then I suggest looking into the works of Mitsukazu Mihara. They're really, really good. And the next thing I got was, it was kind of an impulse buy, and it's really old manga, so it's flipped, and that's mildly unfortunate, but I saw it at Secondhand Charles, and I was like, shit, I gotta get this, because it's so fucking hilarious. It's, Bow Volume 1. This is published by, Viz way, way back in the day. Like I said, back when they were flipping shit. And if you don't know, Bow was a manga, I'm not sure if it was his first manga, or if it was just one of them, but it's by Hirohiko Araki, and you can tell just by looking at the cover. He's doing weird shit with his hands. It must be Araki. And yeah, I mean, maybe it's because I'm just so used to reading manga that's not been flipped, but when I read flipped manga, I can kind of, it has a look to it where it's all like, this just kind of feels unnatural, and that's the only thing that's kind of unfortunate about it. It'd be really cool, since, you know, they're republishing JoJo, and they're putting it in nice hardcovers, and they seem to be doing really well. It'd be really cool if they still have the license for it, if Viz went ahead and reprinted Bow. I know that there's a second volume. I don't know if there's any more volumes in this series. I haven't really looked into it, but I'm really interested in continuing this just because it's just classic Araki. And even if it's flipped, and even though it feels kind of wrong as when you look at it, I mean, it's the only way at this point we can consume any of Araki's earlier work, so I figured I'd go ahead and pick this up. Next up, we got something that is actually really, really meaningful to me, because I know I have like a shit ton of manga, obviously, but I've sold a considerable amount of my manga throughout my manga collecting history, mostly to make ends meet. But a lot of the manga that I sold, a lot of manga that I had was clamp titles, and I sold all of those off, and I kind of like, not really regret it, but it was kind of sad, because after I kind of let them go, I was all like, shit, dang it. But I finally went ahead and bought Magic Knight Rayearth, the 2 omnibus editions, which is the whole entire series of Magic Knight Rayearth, and Angelic Layer, the 2 omnibus volumes of Angelic Layer that make up the whole series. I had the first, like, series of, I didn't have Magic Knight Rayearth 2, I just had the original Rayearth in the Tokyo Pop releases, and it was back in the day where Tokyo Pop would lie the English sound effect right over the Japanese sound effect, and if you looked really closely, you could see the Japanese right behind the English lettering. I remember very clearly that younger me was really bothered by that, and I had like the first volume and the 3rd volume for Angelic Layer back in the day, and it just feels really good to just reintroduce these into my collection in complete form. Yeah, finally got those, and now we're gonna get into like the newer stuff. And the first thing that I got is Unmagical Girl. I haven't quite gotten completely into this yet. I've flipped through it, but it's about this girl, and appears to be like a old, like, magical girl otaku, and she kind of lives on her own. And she somehow summons a magical girl from a TV series that she used to love into being. And the series is about this, like, magical girl trying to, like, live in the real world, and she obviously, like, can't fucking do it because she's a magical girl from, like, a children's TV show. Like, where is it? There's a scene where she's at a party. The magical girl is at a party, like an adult party, and they offer her alcohol. And she drinks it, but her drinking alcohol in a kids show is never in the script, so when she drinks alcohol, she comes out looking like a horrible, like, drawing. And yeah, it's a really nice volume. I've seen a lot of people, there was another, like, Magical Girl manga that was released around the same time by 7 Seas called, like, Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka or something. So I saw, like, everybody collecting this, but I haven't seen anybody collecting this one, and if you like Magical Girl hijinks and shit, I definitely recommend giving this one a shot, especially. There's not a lot of, like, action-y Magical Girl shit, but this is a really nice comedy, and I definitely recommend it if you like comedy and just funny shit. Next up, we have something that I was kind of waffling on buying. Like, part of me was all like, stop impulse buying, you fucker, stop, down. And then a part of me was all like, but it's so cool, it's kind of a classic, and I kind of want to get it because it's interesting, and just stop. And it was just this whole back and forth. But then I finally got, like, a good amount of coin, and of course I ran right to the bookstore and fucking bought it like a fool, and that would be To Leroux, the Omnibus Collecting Volumes 1 and 2. 7 Seas is publishing this and To Leroux Darkness at the same time. I've started to get into this one. It seems interesting enough. It definitely seems like it's going on that, like, you know, like, harem sort of thing. But I'm going to be collecting this, and I'm going to wait to collect Darkness if I even want to. I'm going to wait until the regular To Leroux completes its run, and then I'll decide if I want to continue on with Darkness, because I know Darkness is a little more adult. It's a little more risque. And I don't know if that will interest me as much as this does, but we'll see. Next up, we have Mobile Suit Gundam Wing and Assault's Glory of the Losers, the big ol' fucking mouthful. Volume 3, I've kind of fallen behind on this series. I haven't read Volume 2, and thus have not read Volume 3. But this came out last month, I think, and I was kind of biding my time and getting it because, again, I hadn't read Volume 2. But if I don't keep up with the series that I collect, I get, like, really annoyed at myself, and I get, like, this itch where it's all like, you have to buy that, it's out, and it's not in your collection, it's not sitting on your shelf right this fucking second, bro. And yeah, so I wound up breaking down, and I bought it. Next up, we have Magical Girl Sight, Volume 4, and the big reveal on this one is that this shit is fucking Madoka. I mean, it's obviously different because Kentaro Sato is, like, the king of awkwardly bloody, sexualized magical girl shit in the form of Magical Girl Apocalypse, and this is none too similar. But the premise is, oh shit, it's fucked. Like, I won't spoil it for you, but this shit's Madoka. It's just fucking Madoka. That's pretty much it. And when I was reading it, I was like, no, what? This is like a Madoka premise. And so, yeah. I still don't know if this is going to relate back to Magical Girl Apocalypse in any way, but this shit's Madoka. This shit is fucking Madoka. Next up, we have 11 Lies, Volume 3. I kind of flipped through this, and it looks like, what's her name, Lilina? Lilina? Yeah, I got it. Lena seems to be developing a lot more feelings for our main character, which throws a lot of wrenches in the gears of their plan. I haven't actually read it. I kind of flipped through it, but that's what it appears to be. And I can't wait to get into this one. I really like this one. There's a little short story, cute little short story at the end about it's in the same universe and it's with this idol girl. It looks really cute. But yeah, 11 Lies, Volume 3. Next, we have Land of the Lustrous, Volume 4. Interesting things. We're starting to learn that Sensei might not be the person that they think he is. They fight a giant dog. But I haven't watched the anime, so I'm not sure how far the anime goes into what's going on right now, but this is good as always. Oh, there's some kick-ass shit with Diamond in this too. If you like Diamond, she gets some really nice scenes in this one. So yeah, it's Land of the Lustrous, Volume 4. Continues to be a very good release. Next up, we have some hot garbage in the form of How to Build a Dungeon, Book of the Demon King, Volume 3. The one thing that I can tell you about this is that a good, quarter of the book there is no fucking. It's, the first quarter of the book is, our main protagonist, antagonist, invading, the local kingdom and, bringing it to its knees with his magic and shit. And that's it. There's fucking at the end, obviously, because, at the end of the road there always has to be some fucking. But there's a lot, like I said, there's a quarter of this book that's usually basically 100% just this demon guy fucking people. It's just him taking over this country. That much of the book is just straight up action-y violence. And that was kind of surprising to me, considering that this book is trash. But the rest of it's fucking, though. The rest of it's just plain old simple fucking. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not ashamed of the fact that I buy shit like this. If it appeals to me in some way, I'm gonna fucking buy it. And no one is gonna fucking stop me, because it's there for the taking. And, yeah. This continues to be a entertaining release for me, at least. Next, we have Helvetica Standard Italic. I did say that this was going to be released next year, but it turns out I was wrong. And I heard it was going to be released in December, and I had to scramble to get it because I really, really like this release. Especially this one, because only a small little bit of it is comics that the manga author did for New Type magazine. The rest of it is a lot of illustration work that he did for various projects. And it's pretty much an art book, is pretty much what this is. It's a lot more of an art book than Helvetica Standard Bold. But yeah, as I said before, if you are a fan of Nichijou, definitely think about picking this up. It is in beautiful, brilliant full color. It's got French flaps if you like those nice French flaps. And it's not too long. It's expensive only because it's probably full color. It's like $16.95, $17. But yeah, it's a really interesting release. I don't think there's going to be any more though. But we are getting City, what was it called, next year. So look forward to that. I definitely will. Next we have Flying Witch, Volume 4. I really, really like this cover. I really like the colors involved. just them sitting on the beach at sunset. This is just a really, really nice, calming, kind of interesting little piece, and I really like that. But aside from that, I haven't really gotten into it except for the fact that this thing becomes a character, and at first I thought it was Mokona, and I was like, holy shit, is that Mokona? But no, it's not Mokona. But yeah. Flying Witch, Volume 4. Then we have, I just got this today, so there's not really much I can say about it except for Beach Episode, and that is Species Domain Volume 4. It's quite a lot thinner than all the other ones. This is actually quite petite, but I can dig it. I can deal with that. But yeah, a very, very nice cover. Loving those elf titties, you know, as you do. My cat has begun to wreak havoc off screen. And finally, just for, you know, completion's, not really completion's sake, but to just show that I'm at least dedicated to collect the books that I buy, or just I guess it's more of, my love for my husband, and that would be One Punch Man Volumes 2 and 3. It's so bizarre that I'm collecting this series. It just, like, I know One Punch Man is great. Like, I'm not a fucking idiot. I know One Punch Man is a very good series, and it deserves a lot of the hype that it gets, but Shonen Jump series aren't usually on my radar unless they have a lot of hype, like The Promised Neverland. But yeah, I guess I'm just riding that One Punch Man train, whether I like it or not. But like I said, I'm not planning on picking up the series all that quickly. It is not on my priority list, but just to show that I am indeed down to collect this series, I got Volumes 2 and 3, and yeah, I'm probably the one person on this fucking planet that's the furthest behind on this series, so hacha. That was it for this video. The next manga-related video is definitely going to be the manga collection video / manga collection drinking game. Please, please, please look forward to that. My manga collection videos are probably my most popular videos, and probably everyone's most popular kind of video. And they're probably my favorite videos to make, so yeah, I'll look forward to that. Maybe some cat action, we never know, but for now, just enjoy this cat. Say goodbye.